Hello, one and all, and welcome to the next round of RSF1. I'm pretty sure this is round 19. I'm losing track now, but I'm Primus Gaming, and joined with me yet again is a good friend of mine, Bodder. How you doing, mate?
I'm very good now, Primus. Happy to be here. Round 19. Jesus, it's coming quicker and quicker, so it is getting towards the end of the season.
Yes, it's going crazy. I mean, we've just gone through Mexico. We've still got at least for Division 2 and 3. We've still got America, Brazil, and Abu Dhabi to wrap up the season. And for F4 and F1, F4 still have France to do. No, F1 still have France to do, and F4 still have Monaco. So it's definitely looking like an interesting season. So I just wanted to go over a quick little bit of information on the track for you guys. I don't normally do this, but we'll do a little bit of quick. Sorry, Butter?
You might as well. Go on, you might as well.
Yeah, might as well. So obviously this track it is Circuit of the Americas. It was first introduced in 2012 and is still currently going on to this present day. It's first ever held race back in 1908. And the most wins from a Formula One driver was Lewis Hamilton with 6 wins, and the most wins in terms of constructors happened to be Ferrari. So the circuit length is 5.5 kilometers and 3.4 miles, in case anyone you run the miles instead of kilometers. And the full race limit is 56. Obviously, we are not doing that, so the half point is 28 laps. So we'll be doing a 28 lap Grand Prix. And so that is really it. I mean, if you wanted me to provide a little bit more on it, Lewis Hamilton had one from 2007, 12, 14, 15, 16, and 17. I think it was Valtteri Bottas that won recently in the recent American Grand Prix. But anyways, so Bodder, it's round 19. We're finally in America. How do you feel about this track?
America, big guns. Make America better again. America, hell yeah. Oh, that's good. I'm actually overly got on the track. I don't like it. To me, it's a it's a big long straight up to the hill. Turn left at the hill. Next thing you have the S's out of Silverstone. You go up a bit of a hill again, come down the hill. Next thing you have a massive straight DRS zone. Then you have a left. The right, left, and then you have the Istanbul turn, that kind of curve, and then you're back onto the main straight again. And basically, after a few more turns, it's just, to me, it's another one of those tracks. Is like main straight, hairpin, S's, another hairpin, massive straight
for you.
Yeah, it just feels like another China.
Yeah, well,
there's not much to it,
I'm a little bit sort of opposite in terms of that, because America is actually one of my most favourite tracks. I mean, in my top 2 is Monaco and America. Obviously, Monaco is the most difficult track on the F1 calendar, in my opinion, other than Baku. But Monaco, I really do enjoy racing in and watching. Don't get me wrong, it's not going to make it sound like I'm going to win, when I race in F4. I might not. I just generally enjoy driving on the tracks because it's just, they're good. I mean, not everyone likes America, but the reason why America has got a soft spot for me is because a friend of mine, well, we used to be friends, some people know this story, close friend. Well, he was a close friend of mine, and he would be heavily into leaderboards, so competitively challenging people in leaderboards in Forza and Formula One. So he recently got F1 2018 at that time, so we did a season together, and we came on to America. And every single time, except for America, he'd out-qualify me and he'd beat me. And then in COTA, the one time I beat him fair and square in qualifying and the race was in COTA, because if I was to evaluate him, he would be F2, maybe F1, of how his pace was.
Fast.
He was high. He was high up there in leaderboards. Like, he would get into the top 100 easy. And I think I remember he's like 7th in the world on, I think it was Forza Motorsport 6 on
Damn.
Sebring.
Oh, Sebring. Oh,
I remember
great
it was
track.
something like that. He was definitely up there in some tracks. He was dedicated. But then, like, this track is the only track where I managed to out-qualify and beat him. He'd always, like, you know, celebrate, and I'd always be frustrated coming in plumb second place, maybe even last if the AI had screwed me over. But that one time, I beat him fair and square. I beat him in the pits. I managed to beat him in pure pace. This track was probably the biggest achievement I had, because at the time I wasn't a league racer. It was just completely and purely playing with my friend. And I beat him, fair and square. He didn't like it because it was the first time he'd ever lost.
Oh,
and
naughty.
I rubbed it in his face. I'm not going to lie. I'm just like, who won in Kota though? Like, really? Who qualified first? Because here's the funny thing. We had performance on Realistic. Cinemas.
What were you in?
In a Renault.
Now.
I
So
beat him
you're
in a
fast.
Renault. Yeah, but then again, this is the league racing. This was F1 2018, so completely different to F1 2019. But I beat him completely fair and square in a Renault, and I actually left the AI. So I got quite far ahead. Beat him in the pits as well. It was a satisfying day. So that's why Kota just has a nice little soft spot for me.
Kota is nice.
Oh, I was going to say, I think some people are going to be looking at that board and going, wait a minute, some people I don't know here. Bodder, how about we give a nice warm welcome to S01 Verstappen, our newest Toro Rosso driver.
Oh, welcome Verstappen. It's Verstappen driving the Honda-powered Toro Rosso. Looking good.
And Azza, his teammate, just topped the board with a 132.2. So that's good pace there from Azza. Yeah. So I was going to say there as well, we've got Sainz. Everyone's going to be thinking, who the heck is RSF1 Sainz?
Well, he got his podium last weekend, and now he's like, yeah, I'm loving it.
Yeah, he got his first podium after Lewis Hamilton got a penalty. And actually, I just wanted to say, we're missing Jake Moore. We've got RSF1 Senna and Sainz, and wait a minute. If you can look carefully, it's the same man who got the podium back in Monza. It's the one and only Jake Moore in there. He just changed his name to Sainz. He is repping Carlos.
Yep, another RSF1 has changed his name to a real-life driver.
So the fad is infectious, from what I can see.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. Read the chat, sorry. Don't disrespect China like that. Give us a wave, says Unity. Evening guys, evening Red. Yep. How we all getting on? Peppermeat has audio glitch. Alright. Another Verstappen.
Yeah, we've got two Verstappens. We've got RSF1 Verstappen and S01 Verstappen. Yeah.
We've got two Verstappens, we've got two Sennas. I say we let them battle it out to the death.
Wait, to the death? That's a bit harsh, isn't it? RSF1 Hunger Games. Only one will live.
I was thinking more so Highlander, but I'm old enough to remember Highlander. You probably go Hunger Games. Although I think they are remaking Highlander. I love Highlander.
Are they?
Yeah, apparently it's in the works.
I don't know why there, but when I did like that little funny voice there, it made me almost think of Vegeta from Dragon Ball Z. I'm the prince of all F1 drivers.
I've never seen Dragon Ball Z. Heard about it, but never seen it.
Childhood. Used to be on Jetix and all that when I was younger. Obviously, not a lot of people know of it because I feel old. I'm 23, and in my childhood, I remember when they would release episodes weekly. I think it was Fox Kids and Jetix. Well, not a sponsor, by the way. Those channels have long since been terminated, so they don't exist anymore. So it's fine to talk about them. But yeah, anyways, just getting off the main topic. So obviously, the championship is over. The drivers, anyways, for F2, Bono. It's just about done because Racing Point are still ahead. The team behind, though, is still a chance for them to catch, but at this rate, if Magic Marks and wins, at least, if one of the Racing Point guys wins the race...
Oh, that's a 32 flat. Man.
That's pretty good. It's half a second faster than Skunk Burner in second. Actually, S01 Verstappen, he's actually just behind Skunk Burner with a 132.575, while Skunk Burner's on a 132.558. So Verstappen's actually looking quite quick.
He is quick, definitely. Thing about Skunk Burner though, he does this and then come Q3, like pulls another 5/10 out of where I do not know. Maybe where the sun doesn't shine.
Also, we have to keep an eye out for the likes of
John Digweed.
Mr. T, John Digweed, definitely, and Paito. Don't
John
forget
Digweed's on
those
the lap
two
there at the
marks.
minute.
Let's have a little look-see. There we are, John Digweed. He is now approaching through the final sector. So I'll do a little onboard with him, Bodder. So this is your cue.
Oh yeah, drink time.
Yeah, so into the DRS zone goes John Digweed. This track does not have any corner names from what I can find. I have been studying, but have not found any luck. So here comes the tight hairpin of turn 1. So this area here has been actually quite deceiving in real life F1, because you know, you've got the uphill climb and then you've got the downhill climb coming from the hill, and then going through the S's. I actually think this is a really difficult, well, it is difficult depending on how you take it, but you need to make sure you're not too quick or too slow, because you could lose so much time going through this section. Here is actually where Sebastian Vettel broke his suspension in the real life American Grand Prix. There you are, through the second hairpin, going on to the second DRS zone of the track. So yeah, this track is actually really, really good in terms of its straights, although you know, if we had the realistic performance on, it'd always be Mercedes, Ferrari and Red Bull sort of excelling here, but obviously we are equal, so that is not the case. Here we go. Oh, we got Marco going off the side, Polo. Yeah, going through the third sector. Beat you to it, I'm afraid. There we are, and he's now going to the tight right-hander. I go flat out through here. Not a lot of people have that confidence to do it, but it looks like John is. So you're flat out. And now you've got to be careful here, because if you don't get the line right, you could accidentally go too wide coming out or cut that corner, and then you'd accidentally invalidate the lap time. It's very easy to do that there. And finally, around the last corner, and John Digweed, he invalidated the lap time, so he does not go to any position. So he's still currently...
You don't do that too much.
We got Schumacher.
Sainz is in sector 3. And Schumacher,
in the tight
I think,
right-hander.
Yes, and Schumacher is entering sector 3 now, but he's cooling down.
So here we go, RSF1 Sainz. Now around the last corner. And Sainz, he gets into 5th place, so well done to Sainz.
Well done, Jake.
Yeah, previously known as Jake Moore. We're eventually just going to be doing like a similar thing, you know, how the man with the cash, you know, he's got 4 nicknames. Eventually, you know, it's going to be like RSF1 Sainz, previously known as Jake Moore. You know, Brundle, he's the Rain Man.
See, as always, Skunk Burner, Magic Mark, and Azza as well as following suit with doing practice laps.
It looks like actually that Azza has done really well. I mean, he's coming back out just now, and he's still half a second faster than Skunk Burner. So I have a feeling Azza's definitely going to be the person to watch out for today, because he was quick in Russia. He was actually second trying to catch Skunk Burner. I think he's actually looking at his possibility of getting his first possible win in RSF1. He is definitely a contender for today, but don't forget, we still have the Magic Man, who is our current F2 champion. Also the first ever champion in RSF1. So how do you feel now, Bodder, that we finally have a champion crowned in F2?
Yes, it's good in one way. It's kind of... I suppose it's good in one way, like, you know, but you want to have a bit of a battle for it as well, like, you know, so Like we have a
Yeah.
battle on at the minute for, you know, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, so the whole way down. Like, you know, I think 30 points separate second, third, maybe fourth. I'm not 100%. So that's one race win, or if one guy DQs, that kind of leaves it open for the next guy to kind of move up and take that spot. Just looking here at the chat, saying weather is dry. Oh, that's good. It's USA, so I kind of expect it to be. Pole will be taken by Skunk or Science. Get the best laps in. And look for 31.5 the pole. Ooh.
I'm just going to say this, though. Don't forget about half of the drivers in here. Schumacher. Don't forget about him. Man with the cash. Azar and Verstappen seem to be doing really good. And from what I've heard, Verstappen's actually pretty quick. So, can't him. But, anyways, obviously Skunk Burner, because we was informed by Magic Marks, our current champion, Skunk Burner will not be able to finish the season. So
No,
I have a feeling this might...
2 races, I think he's missing.
So even so, Skunk Burner won't be able to beat Magic Marks in the championship at the current points. Even if Skunk wins, Marks will still be ahead in points. So by that deduction, because obviously he's not going to be here for the last couple of races, it is settled for the championship. So if some people are going, wait a minute, but Skunk's still here, he's not going to be here for all of the races. It's the last couple he will not be able to attend, which is the last 2 races of the season. So this, I think, is Skunk Burner's last Grand Prix.
Just under 4 minutes left of
F2.
Q1. Next Harp is on the lap. He's in sector 3.
Look at Tarup, the Mex boys. You know, they need a little bit of screen time. It's actually the man with the cash's teammate in the Ferrari. I'm actually looking forward to seeing what next year's liveries will be, because, as you know, Abu Dhabi will be the final Grand Prix that's coming up, by the way, for real F1. It'll be the last race of the year, and I'm actually kind of bummed, because the time when I finally get weekends, so I can watch the Formula 1, having my new job, and the last blooming race is on.
But the good news is the Daytona 500 starts in February. So, for NASCAR fans, it doesn't have to wait too long.
Oh, I thought Tarup was on his outlap.
He did his lap there. He 33.4 is what he did.
Oh, I thought he was on his out, preparing. I didn't realise I wasn't concentrating there. Well, Max Tarup, he put himself out of the danger area in 14th place. Schumacher and Senna still have not set times, but it looks like
Schumacher's in
getting
front.
close to it.
Schumacher then Senna.
It's actually really cool to have these. I know, obviously, it's a name phase at the moment, but some people are that dedicated to the league to represent RSF1, but pick a driver as well. It's cool, but, you know, when all's said and done, you've got to change your name back.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
But the boys, they don't mind it. It's all a bit of fun. I know the person who's changed the name
it's like a bit of
that
crack.
should be like an achievement. Is Tomo. Tomo's had like 5 or 6 name changes since beginning RSF1. I think it was Hail King Tomo, then it was RSF1 King Tomo, then RSF1 Tomo, then King Kentish, and then RSF1 Alonso.
Oh, shame.
So he's really...
Oh, sorry, Science. He's obviously true.
Sainz got 3rd place, and then Schumacher got
4th.
So, Marco,
Who else?
hello, he's moved into 5th.
Senna didn't set his
And
lap
the 2
either.
Mercedes.
He must have validated.
Look at the 2 Mercs. 7th and 8th from Paito and John Digweed. They're making it into Q2, so good work from the Merc boys. Marco, he was safe in 5th place.
Minute and a half left.
No.
We have our danger zone now.
Make it. Yeah, the danger zone, boys.
The 2 Sennas are in the danger zone. Stretch and Mansell as well.
Stretch and Mansell as well.
Stretch's on the lap.
Oh, Mansell's retired. Is that from terminal damage or is him retiring?
That is him just retiring.
Ah, so Mansell feels, you know, probably won't be able to get out of this position, you know, try and maybe move up the board. So Senna's, no, Mansell's, sorry, he's preserving his tyres, you know, he's going to play it safe. He's not going to burn the tyres any more than he needs to. he's just going to say, you know what, P18.
Stretch about to cross the line.
Stay here. Having a look at Senna, he is on a lap, but he did run very wide before coming down to the second part. Stretch, he does not go faster because he invalidated that lap. So here we go. This 25 seconds, and currently the drivers in danger is Mex Senna, Stretch, and RSF1 Senna. Mansell is out. He has retired from the session. Here we go. RSF1 Senna round the last corner. Can he get out of this spot? He just narrowly does. Gets into 14th. It's pushed Tarrant
Shane
in
very
there.
wide.
What's happened to Shane?
He just went very, very wide. Nearly invalidated, I'd say. If he hasn't already.
Ooh.
He's about to come up with the line now.
Mr. T's in trouble. He is in 15th place as the end of Q1. S01 Verstappen. He's crashed. He's down. He did a 1:32.5. He's all the way down in 15th place. If you see the game doing that, it means he's had terminal damage. S01 Verstappen is out of the session. He will be starting P15. Mr. T is now in 6th place because Tarap has put himself faster and put himself into 10th place. Mr. T goes wide around the last corner and he just manages to get through. That was very, very, very nerve-wracking there for Mr. T. One wide move round the last corner and he still just makes it. Q2, so well done to Mr. T. Although it is sad to say that Mex Senna is out of the session, and RSF1 Senna, he's on a cooldown. It looks like both the Sennas are going to be starting by each other, but both out of Q1. So we've lost the Red Bull of RSF1 Senna, the Haas of Mex Senna, the Renault of WR Stretch. Oh, and it's actually a racing point trying to get past the car of RSF1 Senna, but because the car was in the way, it looks like Magic Marks is going in.
Yeah,
he wasn't
no harm Magic Mark. He's true.
Yeah, it's true. But he's made it into Q1. But this is the first time I've actually seen Magic Marks anything worse than the top 5 in Q1. But I feel sorry for Verstappen. You know, he was in 3rd place. He was in 3rd place. Well, 3rd or 4th. No, I think it was 4th place actually, because Sainz got 3rd. But Verstappen, he crashed on his sort of safety lap. He probably would have been safe if he retired, but S01 Verstappen's got a little bit of work to do.
He's very fast driver, that S01 Verstappen. From what I've heard from the rumblings, he's very, very pacey driver. So even if he does start from the back, it's incredible to watch. Like, you can overtake here in Coda, so it's easy done. So the drivers, unfortunately, we've lost in Q1 is S01 Verstappen, as we've just discussed. RSF1 Senna, the Mex Senna as well. It's unfortunately 2 Senna boys going at the same time. Stretch we've lost as well, and Mansell, unfortunately. Just not happening for those guys.
And that has been a very poor session for Verstappen, but he will come back and try and do his best during the race. But in the top 3 is RSF1 Sainz, previously known as Jake Moore, Skunkburner 2nd, and Azza takes the top spot in the Toro Rosso. He is just that little bit faster because Skunkburner did beat his time by 0.3 of a second, but it still wasn't enough to catch Azza.
So we got what basically Mansell was saying in the chat. He said retired in pits, no time to change tyres, messed up my second run on sector 3, annoyed myself, had to pace as well. So I've just quickly thrown out a quick invite to Stretch, because he went out there as well. I don't know if we've spoken to Stretch this season, to see what happened with him in his Renault.
The last time we've spoken to Stretch in the virtual comms box is when he got his podium back in Belgium.
That's right, actually, yeah.
But I think he'll be happy to come in and talk with us for a little bit, talk about how he feels his race is going to go. But by the way, 39 viewers. Thank you for the 39 viewers today, lad.
Thank you, everyone. Yeah.
We hope that we can give you a good show.
Mansell chat, he says I'm really with myself. So take it from that what you can.
I got the message there loud and clear. It does happen, Mansell, but it does happen, mate. But you still have the race to go. It's not over yet.
And you can't overtake her. It's not like it's Monaco or Hungary or something like that. You know, that long, massive DRS straight on the back stretch, as I call it. You know, lots to be done there.
So we'll try and get hold of WR Stretch to join us in the comms box. So Stretch, if you are listening, come on in. You've been given the invitation to join into the party and talk with us of how you feel it's going to be today.
Sent you a quick invite, so hopefully he gets it. No, if he doesn't,
so
no problem.
Meanwhile, we got most of the grid out except for Signs, Brundle, Peppermeat, and John Digweed. Oh, no, Man with the Cash is in as well. He's in the pits. Pretty much everyone else is out though, but Azza is the only one who's thinking, you know what? I'm going for the hard tyre.
Ooh. Go for the hard tyre? Oh no! He'll come back.
Oh, yeah, he's letting one of the Alphas go, but it looks like they're having a little bit of an issue discussing who's going to go by, because Azza slowed down to get Mr. T to go by, but Mr. T's like, no, I don't want to go.
Such a gentleman's club we have here, isn't this? Such a gentleman's club.
This is turning into the Italian Grand Prix.
That's fine. You go ahead. No, yeah, the Italian Grand Prix. Yeah, that's exactly what it's turning into. Yeah. I was chatting to Marco after last week's F2 race, and I said to him, like, I see you got the Irish flag. Are you Irish? And he goes, no, I'm actually, I think America is what he said. Somewhere in, could be New York State or something like that. I forget now exactly where he said in America, but he says his parents are, one of his relations is Irish, so he identifies as Irish. So I was like, oh, that's pretty cool, man.
Oh, that's cool. So another fellow countryman. Well, in terms of blood, anyways.
We'll take any. Okay, if anyone puts an Irish flag, we'll take.
So he's a member of the Irish community in RSF1, and they actually got quite a few of the lads, but I do have some sad news to say that unfortunately BVB4, previously known as RSF1, has left RSF1 due to personal reasons, and I'm actually quite sad to hear that he went, because it was a good racer in F4. I had some good battles with 4, and you know, it's a shame as well, because he's a really good guy. And how do you feel about that, Bodder?
Well, I know Tor outside of the game. He only lives 10 minutes on the road from me, so massive blow to the committee, the staff. He helped out so much in general, day-to-day, like minute-to-minute running of the league. And obviously he was a great guy to practice with as well, so and to race beside, so big blow to the league. Big blow.
Definitely. Shane, he set a 132.6 on the soft compound tyre, so Shane's looking for an aggressive start on the softs. Mr. T, a 133.9 on the medium tyre. So lots of different tactics going on. I think Azza, however, invalidated his lap on the hards, and so he has to rewind and go again.
Yeah, I just reading here in the chat. I don't think Stretch probably got our invite, or maybe he's busy doing something. So I just sent out saying for S01 to join if he has a minute. We'll chat to someone real quick. Nice to chat to S01. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. The Magic Man, the champion, has put himself into second place behind his teammate Shane, and RSF1 Schumacher is in the third spot, just ahead of Mr. T. Max Tarap, actually, he's done pretty good. 134.5 on the, well, it's on the soft compound tyre, so I think he'll be going around again. Skunk Burner, however, is going back around again because he did a 2-minute 5.3, but knowing Skunk, he will be going back around to try again. Brundle, the Rain Man, third place in the Renault.
Yeah. Got a lot of penalties from last week, if you remember that. What was said in the chat about that. Yeah.
Easton made his bet. If Brundle got disqualified from the race due to the penalties, he was going to change his name to RSF1 Albon. But Brundle was one warning shy from getting disqualified and just managed to win. Win ahead of, like, you know, not getting disqualified. So Easton was safe for that day.
I believe actually Easton went ahead and changed his gamer tag to Albon. Anyway, so that's been done.
Yeah, he made multiple bets in that week.
Alright.
Because I started that little thing because I just said if Magic Marks doesn't win the championship on that day, I was going to change my name to RSF1 Ricardo. So then Easton saw that and he made the same kind of bet, but he was betting on Brundle's penalties. Obviously, I came through in my bet. Marks did win the championship, so my name remains Primus Gaming. But Brundle had Easton scared. But Easton's gone and done it anyways. Oh, looking at the board now, it's starting to get interesting. Pepper me. Oh, there he is. SOR Verstappen.
You alright,
Yeah,
boys?
tick the box there, dude. Yeah, and you?
Yeah.
Hello, Verstappen. So, before we ask you anything, welcome to RSF1. It's good to have you racing today. Obviously, you had a bit of a poor qualifying session because you actually got terminal damage in the qualifying session.
So pretty much, everyone in this community, first of all, yeah, it's amazing. I've been watching your guys' stream for quite a long time. I don't know if you see me in your comments. But yeah,
Oh, we've seen you.
Yeah,
I think I have seen it, yeah.
Yeah, I finally got invited, and I joined the Discord and everything, and everyone's like, "Oh, S01 Verstappen, you must be so quick." I'm not that quick. But,
yeah, they all say that.
Don't doubt yourself, mate. You was third. You was third at one point before the incident.
Yeah, but I set a 1:32.5. I think I was like, "Oh, mate, everyone's gassing me too much to do a 1:32.5." So I went out again on odd sauce, and then coming out of, the corner going into the main straight, come out there, just lit my rears up, just went straight into the wall. I don't know if you saw it, so obviously I was so frustrated, but it should put on a good show for the fans, hopefully. So yeah.
So what's your goals for today then? Because obviously you're starting from P15 after that incident. Are you looking to try and take home some points for your first ever Grand Prix, or are you actually probably going to try and go for a podium? What's your goals for today?
So I kind of want to get in the top 5, but obviously F1 As is my teammate. I kind of want to try help him out in some way, but yeah, top 5 is my goal. It's going to be hard to if the leaders are all in a DRS train, there's no way I'm going to catch up. DRS trains are so OP, so just need to get through the field as fast as I can before those DRS trains start popping up, really, and just see what happens. To be honest, it's my first race. Just see who's good or not.
Well, happy to have you in the league.
Azza. Oh, go on, brother.
No, we're just saying happy to have you in the league, Verstappen. Welcome aboard.
Yeah, cheers, mate. Yeah, you guys are good commentators.
Welcome aboard.
Yeah, you guys are good commentators.
Mate.
I watch you quite a lot, so fair enough to you lads, yeah.
We better be your favourites. It's good to have you in the league, mate. No, go for it, mate. Go for it.
I think I watched tier 3 and actually no, I'm not gonna say that. Some mean saying that, but I watched it, but I had more fun watching tier 2 when you guys are commentating. So yeah,
We're the best. We're the best.
The best. Your accent's
we're the dream
amazing.
team,
Yeah.
Bodder's timing with the alcohol, when I'm or having a soft drink when I'm having the onboards of a driver, and in the moment I go for that, Bodder takes the opportunity, and Bodder's famous formation lap. By the way, everyone, don't forget to listen out for that. As Bodder's famous formation lap. And before you go, Verstappen, obviously relating to you and your teammate, have you spent some time chatting with Azza and getting to know your teammate?
No, he gave me a warm welcome, so I was thankful for that. I haven't actually spoke to him yet, but he seems like an alright guy, to be honest. So obviously,
he's a very fast driver.
Yeah, boost Toro Rosso as much as I can in the remaining races. So yeah, it's pretty much my goal.
Perfect.
Well, you and
Thanks
I
are
fellow Honda drivers, because obviously I'm using Red Bull in F4.
Yes, lad.
It was nice speaking to you, Verstappen, and it's nice to have you a part of this league. We wish you all the best for today in the race, and maybe we'll speak to you in the virtual comms box maybe after the race.
Yeah, cheers lads. I'm always down to speak. So yeah, cheers for having me for
nice
little chat.
Thank you.
Yeah, got to meet my favourite commentators. Cheers lads.
Highlight of the day.
Yeah. Anyway, cheers.
Oh.
Goodbye.
Nice to meet you, mate.
Yeah,
you
bye.
have a nice race.
Thank you.
So
yeah.
Piter just backed out of his lap. He was going well there, so he was. Dior Marco is on a hot lap at the minute. Yes, you beat me to it. Well done. Mount the Castle on the hot lap as well. As does John Digweed's out. John Digweed's actually about to cross the line. He's on the mediums.
Let's
3.5 minutes left in Q2.
Yeah, and Shane's actually on top with a 1:32.5 still on the soft. John Digweed, he comes in second place.
Wow.
Wow.
That's on the mediums
that's quick.
as well. Yeah, he obviously knew he could do that. Very, very, very
And then
good job from John.
He's gone off the hards, he's gone onto the mediums. Azza's
Here's
gone
Azza.
around the last corner. What can he do? Azza, he comes second place. He goes faster than John
Man with the
Digweed.
cash!
Man with the cash!
32
Previously known as Racing Jason.
Yes.
Kevin. He is P1 in Q2, so well done to the man with the catch. I was going to say, Azza beat John Digweed by 1,000th of a second.
Can I just say as well,
0.001.
the man with the cash, he actually texted me earlier on, he says he's been on the wheel all week in TV pod view. He's not sure how this is going to go for him, but he says he's back on a pad tonight in the far chase view, and he can't wait to get rid of the pad for season 2. Get rid of that pad, man. Get back on the wheel.
Get rid of that pad and get on that wheel, dude, because you are a top driver, and we want to see Rev and Kevin fighting.
We do. Piter is in sector 3 at the minute. He's about to come up onto that Istanbul right-hander, as I call it.
He actually invalidated his first lap, so Piter is looking like he's in danger zone. Danger zone! And he is. There we are, we're both on that same wavelength. Piter, he went a little bit wide coming out that previous corner.
Good.
Could that potentially have invalidated the lap? We'll find out in a second. Piter, he just gets through to 9th place.
No, keep the foot down, dude. You might have to go again. Keep the foot down. That's why I would have. It's only a 9th.
Skunk burner. Round the last corner. Skunk. Third.
Skunk.
These guys are quick, man.
Primus, here we have it. A minute and a half left in Q2 in our danger zone currently. Tabitzi, Mr. T, he's sitting 11th, so he's pretty much out. He's retired at the minute. Mex Tarpin 12th, 13th, DRM Marco, 14th, Science, Jake Moore. Jake Moore needs to pull a good lap over here. He's currently in sector 3 at the minute on mediums, brand new mediums.
We're on board with him as well, and he's looking like he's doing pretty good. He's getting some nice clean exits going through. Man with the cash, he's retired, he's happy in P1 for Q2, and he will be starting on the soft compound tyres. So here we go with RSF1 Signs. His first time racing in Red Bull since he's changed his name. He goes round the last corner. Can Signs go faster than P14? He does. P7.
Okay. Then was Piter down. Remember I said just as Piter crossed the line.
Piter's out.
Remember I said to him, I said keep that foot buried. You do know what to lift, and lifted. If he kept his foot down, he could have went again on the mediums, but he hasn't. He's thrown us one away, so he has, unfortunately.
So Piter is out of Q2. Peppermeat, however, he is looking like he's on the charge.
He's on the
going
coast.
through the third sector into the McLaren. Here comes the streaking F1 driver. He's probably not wearing anything while driving, so
it's weight reduction, man. Weight reduction. Oh, he's pitting, isn't he?
Yeah, it's weight reduction. Oh, he's pitting, but he's safe. He's in P10.
He's safe. Schumacher, I think, is safe as well.
He just about is. I think he's going to be doing this insurance lap anyways. He's actually half a second faster on his time.
Well, Piter's coming into the pits now, so that's Piter's going. So Schumacher, in effect, is true.
And
he is not
lifting,
also...
Schumacher is still going for it.
For a brand new set of softs as well. Man, if I were as Schumacher right now, I'd be lifting off on those softs and bringing them right back to the pits, because you might need them in Q3.
But I don't think he knows the cars behind him have finished. So he is probably just going to do it anyways, just for like the reassurance saying, I'm safe. I'm making it into Q3.
Or
so
he could be trying to make a statement here. He could be trying to make a statement to the rest of the guys here.
He could be, because he is on the soft. He might try and go for the top spot of Q2. Around the last corner, Schumacher goes. And Schumacher does it. A 1:30.19.
There's your statement right there. Oh.
Schumacher does it. top spot. He's made that statement saying Schumacher on the top spot once again. He is repping the Schumacher name at the moment, and he's done good. So going over, actually, I'll let you go over the drivers eliminated, and I'll go over the top 3.
So unfortunately, the drivers we've lost. 11th Pieter just lifted off that a little bit too early before he should have went on his lap. Mr. T. Dubitzi, unfortunately, he's out as well. He's in 12th. DRM Marco Polo, he's in 13th, and Max Tarup is in 14th, unfortunately.
And that is it for Q2. As soon as I get the board up, I can read some of the more for you guys. Let me just get that bit out of the way. There we go. So in the top 3 is RSF1 Schumacher in first place with a 131.9, Man with a Cash second place with a 132.2, and RSF1 Shane in third in the Racing Point of a 132.6. This has actually been pretty good for Shane. He's been out-qualifying his teammates so far in both the qualifying sessions.
So let's make a note that our top 3 drivers currently there, Schumacher, Man with the Cash and Shane, all starting on softs. So they will be looking for a very good Q3 to get a good pull away, because if they don't, they're going to be stuck mid-pack on those softs.
It's going to be a scary situation for them. And the thing is, we don't know what the tyre strategy is going to be like. Is this a 2-stop strategy sort of track? Because do keep in mind, America, its track surfaces can be quite hot. It can be very, very harsh on the tyres.
Can be at times. Like we saw it in the real life race. Was it Vettel was going over those? I know he's making use of his suspension all the time, but geez, it can be a bit abrasive slightly on the wheels as well. Yeah.
Lewis Hamilton struggling as well, trying to catch Max Verstappen and Valtteri Bottas.
Just going back to what happened there at the end of Q2, like Schumacher, when I was speaking to him earlier on, he says he did no practice this week, and he actually had no setup. He was using Q1 to finalise his setup. So from a guy who's done no practice, so finalising his setup with Q1 to setting a very, very good lap at the end of Q2, that's looking very good for going into Q3 and for the race for him.
It is indeed. I've been doing a bit of practice actually for this track, because I did like no practice for Mexico, so I wasn't confident for Mexico last week. But the thing is I couldn't actually make it to it because I had a problem in work and I finished late, so I missed that race. But I was kind of a bit blessed there because it's not my favourite track. Here we are. So Q3. And we have 10 drivers left, consisting of Schumacher, Sainz, the 2 Racing Point boys of the champion Magic Marks, and RSF1 Shane in 4th as well. Man with the Cash, he's in 5th in the Ferrari so far. RSF1 Brundle, 6th. Peppermeat 7th. Azza 8th. Skunkburner 9th. And John Digweed 10th. But that's currently as it stands, as no one has set a time yet. So, it is now getting to that point again, Bonner. Q3. We got to make some predictions, and we're going to ask you guys, the viewers, who do you think is going to qualify on the top 3?
So we'll goes round just before Istanbul, right? He's all right, so he's back on track now.
Oh, so luckily he's okay. Those softs are probably still fine, so Peppermeat will be all right. He's actually going to begin his lap, but the first one on a lap is actually Shane in the Racing Point. Shane's actually been looking quite good today in Kota. So is Shane looking to maybe try and go for a potential podium or even a win and beat his teammate?
I reckon the big picture for the 2 Racing Point boys is just pretty much sure that the constructors is sealed up. But if it's not, if the 2 boys get 1st and 2nd, or 1st and 3rd, or 2nd and 3rd tonight, I think that pretty much seals up the constructors for the Racing Point or the Pink Panthers. But you know, you want to carry as much momentum going into the next season as possible. You don't want to, kind of finish this season on a kind of a bit of a low. So if you can get a podium, if you can get a win now in the next couple of races, that will do your confidence a whole world of good. Bring that forward to the next season, give you a great start into the next season.
I'm actually really, really excited for the launch of the second season. We've had a tremendous first season so far, and I have to say I'm really happy to see how much this league has grown as a whole with its community. Everyone doing the best to keep this league afloat. You know, the committee, the division heads, and so much more. You know, it's just really nice to see. And we've had a lot of good feedback about the league. You know, a lot of people coming from other leagues and saying that this has probably been one of their most organised leagues that they actually been in.
It's great.
And it's good to hear that people are admiring the work that's been put in. And Shane is the first one to set a time of a 1:32.6. Schumacher, I know he's going to try and maybe replicate what he just did in Q2 with a 1:31.9, or we try and go faster. Peppermate, fastest car of the session so far with a 1:32.4.
Yeah. A lot more to come, though. A lot more to come. The guys that get priced 2 runs, 2 stints.
Oh!
Tires. Skunk Burner bringing it already, 31.9.
And Azza.
Azza not too far behind him either. Not too far behind. Let's see what Schumacher and the boys can do. Schumacher's on second last turn here now, coming downhill.
Here we are, Schumacher. He's now going around the last corner. 42 viewers, by the way. Thank you for the 42 viewers. And he crosses the line. And Schumacher, he invalidated. No, he didn't invalidate. He 1:32.7. So he went a little bit slower there. John Digweed on 1:31.6.
Oh
my God!
Getting up there. John is getting up there. That little bit of practice he's doing the weeks.
Second place with a 1:31.8. Well done to Sainz, previously known as Jake Moore. What a lap!
Serious lap. Serious lap.
That is good.
That's very
Faster
good.
than Skunk Burner.
Very good. Skunk isn't done yet, though. You don't see Skunk and Magic Mark for literally the last dying seconds of Q3. Then you see what they could do. They could be doing 1:32s for all we know right now. But come last few seconds of Q3, they will pull it out. Magic Mark for the cross the line.
He goes around the last corner with 1:31.9.
Yeah, as I said, he could do a 32 here. No bad nighted. Wait till the last few seconds of the Q3, then we'll see it come out. He'll definitely
We
be
have a
faster.
little look at Brundle. He's the next car that looks like that's about to cross the line.
Throwing the car in
Meanwhile,
there.
Cash is still going through the second sector. So RSF1 Brundle round the last corner. Can he set a good lap for Q3? Brundle gets a P9. Do keep in mind, a 1:32 is still really good, but it's just because everyone's in that mark. It's really all about those temps.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it comes down to. Those 2 tenths on that little corner here or there, you know, getting that faster exit onto the next straight, something like that will cost you tenths. And that's basically what makes your breaks here in Q3. Man with the cash.
It is
second
man
straight.
with the cash. Revin Kevin, Racing Jason, Joshua Dosh, and now the man with the cash. You have to thank Bodder for this name change because the nickname that he gave him, you know,
It's
it
stuck,
just
isn't it?
came to fruition. Yeah, it's staying. Even if I think like in whatever future man with the cash has with us or
ran
not,
wide.
he's probably going to keep that name. All around the last corner, man with the cash.
They might get invalidated. No, it wasn't.
1:32.6. He
Okay.
ran a little bit wide though, so I have a feeling he could improve.
Definitely improve. Most definitely improve.
It's a very interesting session so far. Schumacher 9th, Brundle 10th. They both seemed pretty quick in Schumacher got a 1:31.9 in Q2, but he just can't seem to get that time again.
Now, when I see guys start pitting, I'm just looking here. Azza is on full. Yeah, Azza's going for a lap again. Azza with across the line. Currently
And
at
Azza
31.9.
beat his previous time, third place, a 1:31.8.
That's great. On 3 lap old softs has done that as well. Usually it takes guys, you know, a brand new set of softs to do something like that. So shows you the momentum he has, the speed he has in the car.
John Digweed is coming back out again. No, he's not. Sorry. I thought he was. It said out for a second, but then
Skunk
it
across
didn't.
the line.
So, second place! Skunk can't quite get past John Digweed in terms of the leaderboard. John set a good lap. We could actually see John Digweed out-qualify Skunk Burner and Magic Marks.
That's great. So it's great to see John Digweed doing so well. Just looking at the chat real quick, S01 Verstappen predicts Schumacher, Magic Mark, and Man with the Cash for top 3. Oh, and RSF1 right says don't forget the stewards. That's obviously when you're talking about the staff in the league.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, we can't forget our stewards. Very, very important. We need our stewards. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, there's someone looking for a wave.
Is that Camo?
That's Camo. Camo's looking for a wave.
As long as you got nothing on your station like last week, Bodder, because I remember you had to be careful giving you a wave because it was very messy.
Let me just step over here now. Careful now. Or not spill my pint here.
Ah, Camo, you over?
There you are, Camo. I'm waving now. I'm waving, Camo. I'm waving. Did you see me, Camo?
I'm waiting for him to reply. Yes.
Week in, week out. Okay. Alright, Peppermeat's on
Shane is
out
actually
lap,
going
quick.
on another lap. Yeah, Peppermeat is on an out lap, and Shane's currently on a flying lap. Brundle's now just left the pits as well, so we'll keep an eye on RSF1 Shane, because he is definitely quick around here. I know he's hoping for a chance to get onto the top 3. Shane's actually done really good because he had a bit of poor luck going into the opening of the season, you know, not finishing many races or getting quite low results, not quite what he wanted, but then scoring 3 podiums in the season near on after the halfway point. So recently that's upped Shane's confidence in racing the league, because after having so much problems in the opening part, he was not feeling very good about the racing, and then suddenly, bam, he gets a few podiums, and Shane gets up there. And Shane actually went a little bit wide there going out of turn 1, but he sets a 132 dead in. But
he's going again.
Tire,
He's keeping
he's
the foot,
going again.
the foot
He's
down.
not
He's going
satisfied.
again. No. Let's have a look here. Reading the chat there, it says, Camo says, hello! Hail King Tomo says, can't see you, but that's probably because you can't see outside Kent, Tomo. You know, you look to the horizon, that's all you can see.
I'm waiting for the comment going, oi, shut up, you. That sounds like something Tomo would say.
I have none of that.
Oh, oh my god. You just came out of a serious burn there, Bodder.
Call
You
him an
are
ambulance.
spitting some real fire.
Who's on lap? Peppermeat's on lap.
Peppermeat is currently on a lap going through the S's of the first sector. Now into the second sector. Brundle.
No, Brundle, come back.
He's left the session. Oh no, Brundle, you've
There's a
only got
minute.
1 minute.
There's a minute left
I
of
think
Q3.
even if Brundle gets back in, I think P10's where he's staying. Ah, that's real bad luck there for Brundle. He'll be starting P10. He needs to at least get back in.
He's getting in
Before
for
the
permission
end.
lap. Oh, sorry, yeah,
Otherwise,
before the
he
end.
might miss out.
Yeah, that's true.
There we go. So Peppermeat is going to be one of the first cars across the line. John, Skunk, Signs, Racing Jason and Schumacher are all coming back out and going on to their flying laps. But first of all, let's stay with Pepper. He is looking to make an aggressive push to try and jump into the top lot of Q3. Can Peppermeat do it round the last couple of corners? He goes. Oh, he got a little bit of the back end kicking out there. Oh, no, he's gone in. I think he might have invalidated there. I think that's why he suddenly jumped into the pits, because I think he might have accidentally cut a bit too much of a corner. And he might
Magic
have
Man.
invalidated to Peppermeat.
The Magic Man's next one around.
That is the end of Q3. Peppermeat and Brundle are the ones who will not be able to do another lap. Peppermeat has pitted. Brundle obviously has left the session. If he doesn't get back in very soon, Brundle could be looking at missing the race start for the American Grand Prix. Man with a cash. He going through the second sector. John Digweed is still safe because Magic Marks just beat Skunk Burner, but he's still 100th of a second off of John Digweed. John's going back around because he might be looking to secure.
That has to be killing Mark. If I know Mark, he's going, oh no, one more, give me one more. That's not happening for him, no. Can't do it.
Skunk Burner is looking to try. However, Mammoth Cash is looking like he's one of the next cars to go round the second to last corner. I think that's Schumacher actually up ahead who's going to try and go faster. He does. P6 sets Shane down to 7th. Mammoth Cash, he does not go faster because he invalidated the lap time.
Science gets across the line.
Not good for the Mammoth Cash. John Digweed, he stays first, but he didn't beat his time. Signs stays 4th. Azza, he's going on into the
Skunk.
third sector. Skunk
Skunk
does
stays.
not beat Magic Marks. Skunk stays third. The top three as it stands is John Digweed on provisional pole for the race start. Magic Marks second. Skunk Burner
backing
third.
down.
Signs fourth. Azza's decided to stay fifth. I think he's happy where he is at the moment.
Yeah. Probably
Then you've
improve,
got
so he's happy
Schumacher
out.
sixth. Shane seventh. Peppermeat 8th, Mawadacash 9th, and Brundle. He just got back in! Brundle, oh my god, talk about the timing that
Wow.
very well. Literally the last second of the session, and he got back in.
He needs
What
that
timing?
badly. Yeah. That's great timing. Great timing. Alright, take it away, Brian.
And that is the leaderboards as it stands. So Brundle 10th, Mawadacash 9th, Peppermeat 8th, Shane 7th, Schumacher 6th, Azza 5th, Signs 4th, Skunkburner 3rd, Magic Mark 2nd, and John Digweed, yet again, because he did it in Japan, John Digweed up at the top of the table.
Great job by John Digweed again. Is this his first or second? I think this is his second pole, is it? I'm not 100%
Second
sure.
pole start for the season. That's really, really good. John Digweed has truly developed as a driver, because I remember you and I talking to him in the comms box in Japan, and he actually, I think John got a podium in Mexico. He did.
I don't see a Brundle there on the
It
list.
was Magic Marks winning, John second, and Mawadacash third back then, and we complimented John on how much progression he's made since his start in F2, because at first he was looking like a back to midfield driver, and then suddenly John Digweed, he came out on provisional pole back in Japan, and now he's back at it again in America. So it's really good to see.
Very good to see. I'm just reading the chat here. Azza says, I'm validating my lap. I could have gone at least 2/10 quicker. Azza was very fast in that. Like, no disrespect to him. I think he started with 6th or 7th or something like that. But, like, even still, good job. Good job getting through the Q3. There's a lot of fast drivers here in our second division. Whoa, someone's already ready up.
So Verstappen's readied up.
Yeah.
So we will be beginning the formation lap very soon. Wadda, this is your cue, my friend. This is your famous area. You know, everyone loves your formation laps. You add a little bit of fun to it. You do indeed, my friend. So take it away, Bodder, with 2 seconds to go.
All right, let's get the cars on track. Lined up. We have sound. That's always a plus. XRL Mansell, he's starting 19th in his Williams. Unfortunate, just didn't work out for him. Stretch in 18th in his Renault. Oh, he's already hit someone. Starting off line.
Yeah, we already got a couple of cars.
Oh, that put him back to the grid. That's unfortunate. Starting on cold tires now. Mex Senna, one of our Mexican friends. He is starting off in 17th in the Haas. In 16th is RSF1 Senna, who's sitting on the grid, cold tires. Jesus, one of the two Senna boys who unfortunately got knocked out in Q1. In 15th is S01 Verstappen, who unfortunately has already readied up, so he'll be facing a straight penalty, I believe, at the end of this race, because he obviously readied up. But we're talking to him after Q1. He seems positive. Good to watch, actually, Ryan, to watch this guy go from 15th to possibly even top 5 even. So look, then we want to watch. 14th is Max Tarp in his Ferrari, unfortunately sitting on the grid. 13th is DRM Marco. I think he's actually playing for America, I think so he is. When I say he's in his Alpha. In 12th is Mr. T, Tabitsi, all the way from F4 to F2. Here he is, 12th in Kota tonight. Looking good for him. Piter is sitting on the grid on cold tires. What's that load of guys just hit each other, come off the grid or something like that? I don't know what happened there. He's currently in 11th in his Mercedes. Now for our top 10. Brundle's in. This is great. Fantastic. I thought we actually missed out Brundle. This is great for Brundle. Top 10. Hopefully we get less penalties. I messaged him after the Mexican Grand Prix because I don't think he was happy with all his penalties. I said, look, man, use that for motivation. Use it. Turn that negative into positive. Use it for next week. See what you can do. and for next season as well with that. 9th is Man with the Cash. Good, strong driver looking to move forward. 8 is Peppermeat, fellow Irish driver, fellow McLaren driver as well, good to say. 7th is Shane. 6th, Schumacher, who did not have a setup or did not practice at all until Q1. And suddenly he's nearly within top 5. Speaking of top 5, Asa, who's sitting on the grid. Another very fast driver. He'll be looking for a good start, but with those cold mediums, how's that going to work from going to turn 1? 4th is RSF1 Science, previously known as Jake Moore. I said to Roger Ross, dude, I love your name, Jake Moore, don't change it. But he went, don't change it. He's in 4th at the minute. 3rd is Skunk Burner, who is sitting behind our pole sitter, John Digby, but just to his right, Skunk Burner's best friend, Magic Mark. And then our pole man, John Digweed. Great to see John Digweed on pole. So we're gonna have like a three-way scrap here going to turn 1 for the win. For the lead actually. This is looking good.
And here we go. And thank you for another great formation lap, Bono, with 5 red lights. And it's lights out the way we go for the American Grand Prix. Magic Marks, he has a good start, but it's not quite enough to catch John Digweed going into turn 1. It looks like he's going to challenge down the inside. Sainz is actually getting spun by the McLaren on Peppermeat. It looks like Sainz is really falling down to the bottom of the grid.
Oh! Schumacher's gone around. Schumacher's lost his front wing.
Oh no, Schumacher! He's gone down the bottom of the grid. Magic Marks takes the lead of the American Grand Prix. Meanwhile, Skunkburner is second. John Digweed, Asa, Peppermeat, Shane, Marco, Man with the Cash, Senna, Paita, Brundle, Mr. T, Mansell, Stretch, Tarap, Senna, Sainz. Oh, and Schumacher's out! We've lost Schumacher straight away. S01 Verstappen is also down the bottom of the pecking order. That is a very, very horrible start for quite a few of the drivers.
Verstappen has wing damage as well. Sainz made that dive going into 1. He was on the inside. I don't know whether he didn't brake enough or something like that. Very tight acute angle to kind of come out of 1 because you're going straight uphill to downhill.
Azza's went down the inside of John Digweed coming out the straight. Azza takes 3rd place, but John Digweed is going to try and go back down the inside. He is fighting Azza for 3rd place, but Azza is just not having it. He wants this podium. He gets ahead of John Digweed, and now he's all over the gearbox of Skunkburner, and Skunkburner's all over the back of our current F2 champion. And this is looking like it's going to be a good day for Azza if he can keep this pace up. Remember his Russian pace back in
the Russian Grand Prix was fantastic for Azza, wasn't it? He was on fire as he was that day. Fire.
Marco's actually managed to get himself into P5. He actually made up 8 positions so far in the race start.
Fair play to Max Senna.
So it's very good performance there.
Two guys
oh my God!
Mr. T and Sainz. S01 Verstappen is also pitting as well.
Mr. T, Sainz and Verstappen got caught in first lap collisions. And Schumacher is also out of the session, so Schumacher will not be scoring any points for the Haas boys today. So it all falls down to our top 3, who are actually quite close to each other, because Skunkburner is gaining on Magic Marks, and Azza is all over the back of Skunkburner. John Digweed is starting to fall a little bit behind off of Azza. So our pole sitter has fallen down a little bit. Skunkburner is actually going to get a little bit of slipstream going down the right-hand side. He's going to try and make a move around the outside on Magic Marks, but Marks defends down the inside.
Yeah, the inside
side by side going into the next couple of corners. This is where Kimi Räikkönen, no, this is where Sebastian Vettel actually had a bit of an incident once in the American Grand Prix. Skunkburner, he moves up into the lead, but Magic Marks is being challenged by Azza down the inside. Azza gets into 2nd place. He gets ahead of the champion.
Great move by that. Yeah, just going back to turn 1 there real quick. From what I saw, my analysis, if you could say that, my commentary's analysis, saw 4 wide, looked like a Red Bull going up the inside. Just don't know if hitting brake time or what. But as you know, you're going uphill very, very hard to get that angle done because you're going straight away downhill. So the radius on it, the turning radius on these cars isn't great. You can't even allow a very wide angle on them. And going forward wide nearly, it didn't work.
Brundle managed to make a move on the map with a catch into turn 1 round the outside, and Shane also managed to overtake Peppermeat. Azza has received a 3-second time penalty already.
Those
only just started the race.
Those S's though, you clip them or you go the wrong way, you're going to be picking up penalties pretty fast. It's very easy to run wide here as well in sector 3 as well. You run a little bit wide, pull all 4 wheels off those rumbles already started. I just on board with rumbles, saw that.
Max Senna's being challenged by RSF1 Grundle, but Senna is gaining on Peppermeat. We could be seeing one of the Mex boys making a move on Peppermeat going into this straight, because it looks like Peppermeat is starting to fall a little bit down the grid.
Cash, Pieter side by side.
Mr. T receiving a 3-second time penalty. Can Senna get past Peppermeat? No, he cannot. He looks like he's holding off.
Mansell
going
big
in.
moves on the inside.
Mansell managed to get through. He's challenging the man with the cash. Round the outside he goes. Man with the cash is trying to defend going in, but it looks like he managed to just close the door. You know, he's normally knocking on it, but he's closing it. Pieter making a dive down the inside on Mansell. They touch wheels. He touch wheels, but Mansell just moves a little bit back. Signs actually, even though after that collision going into turn 1, he's managing to get up to 16th. Senna, he's in 13th. He's challenging Mansell. This is going really good, but loads of penalties are now starting to come in through the bottom of the screen.
Flying in.
Here we go.
Shane.
So lap 4.
Great job by Shane. I think 6th minute.
Yeah. Marco's actually gaining on John Digweed.
Okay, that's going to get very irritating towards the next 3 races. The big thing we have to watch as well is the guys starting out on softs. Marco, Shane, Senna, and Man with the Cash, all starting on softs, or they choose to start on softs. The penalties are rocking into the
T and WR Stretch are on the hard compound tyres. Sign sets the fastest lap of the session. Looks like Marco is trying to get in. Az is actually getting a little bit of a look on the race leader.
He's not
going onto the straight.
He's waiting for the DRS.
He's not going to overtake, but thanks to the DRS and the slipstream, looks like Azza, he's going to make a move onto Skunkburner, going at the end of the straight, down the inside. Can Skunkburner hold off Azza? And he's really quick pace. No, he cannot. The side-by-side way goes very deep. And it looks like Skunkburner manages to see that mistake and capitalizes on it and moves back up into first place. But Azza has been incredibly good. And Mansell, he's left his wallet back down after such incredible pace he's shown, climbing up that little board.
If there was any new drivers looking at how to defend in the league, that was a great move by Skunkburner. And he gave Azza the inside, you take it. As soon as Skunkburner turned in, he had him on next to the corner. Great move by Skunk.
Here we go onto the straight. So Azza is still looking to try and maybe make a move on Skunkburner. Is he going to look to try and make it into turn 1? No, he's not quite close enough to make it happen. Going into the first corner, Skunk, a nice beautiful line through. It's not given enough space for Azza to maybe get a little look. So Azza's sticking behind just for the moment through the S's. And he's going to wait until they get to that same straight. Oh, and Azza's got a little bit wide going through the S's. He's cut through and received a 3-second time penalty.
That's not good. That's not good at all for Azza. We're only on lap 5 of 28 already, Azza. Take it easy.
He fell back. He got a little bit too... I think it was like the car went a little bit funny going through there.
The Magic Man will make him disappear now in a minute. Behind him,
but we've got to keep an eye on Marco, because Marco's still in the DRS, but he's not got the battery to catch John Digweed. But this straight's quite long. Anything can happen for DRM Marco, but looks like Magic Mark's is actually going to get a little look.
Peppermeat's going on the outside of Shane.
Oh, they are. And it looks like Brundle's going to try and get a little look into this action. But Peppermeat, he just gets ahead. Shane trying to get in through the braking into the corner. But Peppermeat just got that better run. I think those hards are now starting to go, because the medium runners are starting to get a little bit more form coming through.
Yeah, that's true. The mediums are just coming into their optimum grip level now. The guys on the softs, they had a great first few laps, but maybe now they're starting to get a bit sideways for them. They're going to have to start lifting a small bit, braking a little bit earlier to try and get the cars through the corners.
Oh, and it looks like Brundle, after nearly just missing out on the race start, Brundle is now looking at the back of RSF1 Shane going down the straight. Max Tarrap and the man with the cash had a little bit of... Well, they didn't actually. Sorry, man with the cash is pitted. I think the soft compound tyres are done.
Yeah, 5 laps he's done. Oh, he's getting a wing change as well, actually. So that could be a part of the reason too why
so
he's
he might
changing.
have wing damage, yeah.
Yeah, and he's going for
keep an eye
hard
on the other
as
soft
well.
runners.
Yeah, that's just on the off chance.
Shane's actually
Shane
still looking at the back of Peppermeat's car.
Yeah,
I noticed Shane's
looking
not letting it go.
Look who's on
It's
the back
actually
of
been a
both
very
of them,
good race.
Piger. Piger's looking on the back
Yeah.
as well. So we have a few guys here kind of looking at each other going, you know, to be honest, the first opening few laps of any race, you'll see it online as well. It's kind of like a few boxers kind of going around the ring, kind of feel each other out. You don't really see many jabs, you don't really see many main, you know, big punches. Just kind of two guys feeling each other out. This is pretty much what we're seeing here now. We're seeing guys get close, and seeing, you know, where they're going wide, where they're kind of cutting the corner, or whatever. That's how they're going to make their move next few laps.
And it looks like Pie-Eater is still trying to get a little look. Shane can't get past Peppermeat. Brundle can't get past Shane. Marco's fallen back off of John Digweed. Magic Mark's fallen a little bit back off of Azza, but Azza's got already a couple of penalties going into the race. So it's allowing Skunk Burner to get a little bit of breathing room up ahead.
Very true, very true.
Skunk Burner's possibly last race of the season, and he's looking to take it home. End this on a high note and take home a win. So Skunk Burner is looking to take this home and stay ahead of Mark. Mark may have won the championship, but Skunk's certainly wanting to win at least one of the battles.
Oh, Skunk is going to be looking for as many wins as he can. I know him and the Magic Man are the best of friends, but even still, when you get into the car, your virtual car, and you strap on your virtual helmet, you climb into your cockpit at home where you have your wheel or your pad, you know, it's everything is off the cards. You're racing for yourself. And you're digging everything.
It looks like Shane's finally pitted for the medium compound tyre. I think, unless you're going for mediums to hards. If you're going to stick to softs and mediums, this is a 2-door. Oh, and it looks like Marco's tyres are quite short because he just went around that hairpin, the second hairpin in the track, and the back end just kicked out. I think his tyres are done.
Out. Yeah. They're not going to get 10 laps of them, let alone 8 maybe.
No.
Although
So
we
I
have
think
seen drivers here previously, like Patronus in, was it Russia or something like that? Maybe he did like his in mediums 20 laps or something like that. Incredible. These F2 drivers are not afraid to push the limits of their tyres.
They are not. I mean, Azza, I think I remember his starting tyre, he did like pretty much over 3/4 of the race on, and then eventually, unfortunately, lagging out. And then losing such amazing work he put in and preserving those tyres to the absolute limit. And then, yeah, that happened. So let's have a little look at DRM Marco. No, he's staying out. He may be struggling for grip at the moment, but he is willing to keep pushing to stay with the top 4.
Now, a bit of a situation brewing here in 6th position with Peppermeat. Peppermeat has Brundle very, very close behind him.
Oh, down the inside!
does.
Brundle goes. Peppermeat is staying on the right-hand side. They're going to try and battle for the S's, but Brundle, he stays ahead. Brundle's actually got some really good pace coming around here. Peppermeat is looking to try and retaliate in some shape or form, but he gets a penalty going for the S's, trying to stay on Brundle. Meanwhile, Pie-Eater, look at the back of it. Look at the back of Peppermeat. He's got that Mercedes, just looking at that gearbox. Yeah. You know, he wants to get past.
That's exactly what I was saying before. Brundle made the I said there was a bit of a situation brewing. As another one is Pie-Eater looking to make a move.
Down the inside into the hairpin.
No,
he's got the DRS and the battery. Look at that, he's been put into mode 5 easy. He's got mode 5, DRS and slipstream. Look at that. Does Peppermeat have any battery? No, Peppermeat's battery is gone.
None. 6, 7, 11%. It's not there for him.
John Pie-Eater is still looking to challenge Peppermeat and try to catch up to Brundle. And it looks like Mansell is fighting with WR Stretch. This is a real fight there between Mansell and Stretch. And it looks like a little look up there from Stretch going down the inside. Mansell stays ahead in 11th. That's a good recovery drive from Mansell. He fell down the grid a little bit. But yeah, that was a very good recovery there from him. Man with a Cash, Mr. T are fighting. It's a three-way battle going down the straight between S01 Verstappen, Man with a Cash and Mr. T. The back lot are fighting. Man with a Cash is trying to look down the inside. And there's Verstappen. He goes down the inside of the Man with the Cash. This battle is incredible. Man with a Cash gets down the inside on Mr. T. He runs very deep. Mr. T gets ahead. Verstappen gets ahead of the Man with the Cash.
And if anyone needs to get in front of that group, it needs to be with the man with the Cash. He's the freshest tyres of all of them. I know Verstappen has 6-lap-old softs, but the man with the Cash has 2-lap-old hards. He needs to get past those guys because he's going to be up there when all the pit stop cycle through.
And looks like Verstappen is going to try and make a move on Mr. T going into turn 1. Mr. T tries to cover off the inside, but Verstappen dedicates down the inside. He gets past Mr. T, and they're in contact. There's a
Pieter
bit of
gets
a touch
past
there.
Peppermeat.
Oh, Pieter finally got past Peppermeat.
Oh,
No, he's
wheel by
not just
wheel.
yet.
We're banging wheels here. Take it
This
easy,
is
boys.
close. I've got a very terrible camera given by the game. Pieter, however, just gets ahead of Peppermeat in the McLaren, but Peppermeat is looking to try and go down the inside into the hairpin. He manages to say, you know what, stay back, I'm taking this inside line. It's a fair fight. Down the inside still is Peppermeat, and Peppermeat is clashing wheels with Pieter. Battle of the P's. The McLaren and the Mercedes still side by side
They do
for
not
a
want
few
to give an
corners
inch.
now.
I'm not afraid
Going
to
in
bang
through
wheels
the
either.
instant ball curve.
That's the
It's
scary
still-
part.
They're still
Someone's
side by side.
very-
These two are not letting up. This is Lewis Hamilton
We've-
and Nico
Oh, there
and
it goes!
Pieter
There it
spun!
goes! Ah, there goes the wing as well.
Oh my gosh, I was about to say this is the Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton situation.
I was just
Pieter
about to
lost
say,
it.
Primus. I was just about to say, Primus, that these guys are banging wheels. They're a bit too aggressive. Someone is going to lose something, and that's what happened. Pieter went around, lost the front wing.
Mr. T is still challenging. S01 Verstappen round the, we'll call it the instant ball curve. Mr. T runs very wide. Going through that curve, he runs wide again. And it's allowing him out of the cash. Oh my god, he almost caught him out of the cash after returning to the track. That was a very risky re-entry because he went very wide and he received a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. And he's retired?
Oh. It's unfortunate.
That's a bit unfortunate. Yeah, he was having some really good battles.
Yeah, he was doing well there for himself.
I mean, you never know. A safety car might turn up. You know, don't
yeah, very
don't
possible.
give up until the very end, because if a safety car comes out and you're down the back, that's your opportunity to recover. So you know, the race is not over until they all cross that line. So meanwhile, Azza is still trying to get close to Skunk Burner. However, Magic Marks has fallen back a little bit, but he's still good for second place because Azza has got 6 seconds worth of time penalties. Marco is 5th on the mediums. You got Brundle 6th, Peppermeat 7th, Mex Senna 8th, and Mex Tarrant 9th. So both the boys from the Mex League are actually doing pretty well at the moment in 8th and 9th place.
Yeah.
Mansell's actually 10th.
Well, they might start working together here now as well. You know, DRS on each other, trying to get a bit faster, working together. Peppermeat's in for the pits.
Peppermeat
He's only done
is
10
in,
laps
and then
on his mediums. Some guys have done 10 laps on
Yeah.
their softs, and then Peppermeat's done 10 laps on his mediums.
the
Okay.
next guys have done 10 laps on their softs, and so has Marco actually. Peppermeat, he's going on to the soft compound tyre. That is not going to the end. Yeah, if you're working with mediums and softs, you're definitely looking at a two-stop strategy here. Anyways, Mex Tarap is going through the S's. He's still gaining on Mex Senna. Oh no, he's fallen back to 1 second behind Mex Senna. But he is looking to get on, and Tarap gets a 3-second time penalty. We got a nice helicopter view of the battle between the Mex guys, and it looks like Tarap is still slightly gaining on Senna. It looks like it's the only battle that's sort of looming at the moment, within 1 second. So keep an eye on them, because Tarap has got the battery. What about Senna? Senna's battery's flat.
People have, the whole field is yet to cycle through. We have some guys doing 1 stops, we have other guys doing 2 stops. We have some guys who haven't even stopped yet. We have some guys who just stopped literally a few laps ago. So we're still in the process of seeing who's going to come out.
Oh, and Tarap is actually looking to challenge Senna. Senna lost so much time to Tarap there going down the straight. So this battle is looking like it's starting to come to light. Senna looks like he's struggling on those softs, but Tarap is finding grip still. I don't know why, but Tarap is still flying really well on those softs. He's cutting down time between his fellow league mate. They both go into the pits. They almost pulled a Kimi Räikkönen, oh, and they almost touched going into the pits.
That's a scary moment. You don't want to be doing that. Just reading the chat here real quick. Mr. T says the hards are useless.
So hard runners are looking to struggle. WR Stretch is one of the hard runners at the moment, and he's in PA. And RSF1 Brundle. Mansell's 7th. XRL Mansell has been doing really, really well.
Great job by Mansell. From nearly last in the grid.
This is looking like it's going to be a very, very close fight. Skunk Burner is still up ahead, Az is still second, and Magic Marks is still third in the battle. John Digweed's fourth. Marco is fifth. Actually, John Digweed could get a penalty because I don't think John's got one yet. But Az has got 6.
Not bad from Az. He's
still...
Az is second,
yeah. Yeah, Az is still second place. He was fighting for first.
Yeah. He had a bit of a moment there going through the last bit of the S's. He kind of cut them and got his penalty and kind of lifted off from there. Good morning.
Pite is looking at the man with the cash. It's a Ferrari versus Mercedes going down the end of the straight. Pite down the inside. He locks up a little bit, and it looks like man with the cash is going to try and make a move down the inside to retaliate on the move from the Mercedes driver. Man with the cash gets back ahead, and it looks like Pite has to back off as no. Pite makes a move down the inside still. But he's they're still fighting, these guys. They're going for it. Marco has gone into the pit. Mansell, Mansell has made it into 6th place.
6th. Nearly last in the grid as well. It just shows you a bit of luck, a bit of driving skill. You're through. There you are. He's nearly looking at the top 5.
Is key.
Look at Brundle. Brundle's hitting on top 5 now at the minute. I know he's a good few seconds off the lead, but he's holding in there.
Results for it. Pite is still looking to make an aggressive move on Man with the Cash. He actually does it! They're side by side going into the S's. Pite gets ahead of the Man with the Cash. I was going to say, It doesn't look like he's able to do it just yet, but then he challenges the Man with the Cash. He gets ahead, and the Racing Jason moves down to 14th place. Pite had the advantage, however. Skunk Burner collects a penalty.
Pite had to get that move done because he's on younger tyres than Man with the Cash, so he had to get that move done. Like a few laps ago, I was saying the same thing about Man with the Cash. He had to get moving forward. He's on younger tyres. This is where all the battles come out at the end.
Shane gets ahead of Stretch. A battle between Shane's 6-lap-old medium tyres against Stretch's 12-lap-old hard. And Shane just got ahead in that battle, and Stretch is now into 8th place. The battle is still looking quite strong. John Digweed collects a penalty, a 3-second time penalty. Right now, out of the top 4, Magic Marks is the only one that I've seen has not currently collected a penalty, unless I'm wrong, Bodder.
Who you asked me to check in there real quick?
Magic Marks.
Let's have a look here. Ooh, here's an interesting one. 2 warnings.
Oh, even Magic Marks doesn't seem to be safe from the possible penalty because Skunk Burner's even collected one. Az is actually gaining on Skunk Burner.
Yeah, that's culture for you. You can just a few corners you can cut there very easily. If you put in too much, that's it. Out comes your warning, or penalty, even worse.
He has DRS, but Skunk's still looking faster.
Well done to it's a war for Chapman for holding in there. I know he's going around on softs, but he's heading fast laps. I say he's trying to keep fast lap away from guys. Oh, as a 3-second time penalty as well.
Another 3-second. That's harming.
But look how close he is to Skunk though. He's attacking for Skunk. Look at it. He's just under a second away from Skunk.
He wants this really, really bad to get past Skunk Burner, who is in first place. Magic Marks is sitting pretty in third. He's staying with the guys, but he's letting them fight. He's just like, you guys do it, you do. I'm just going to chill back here. He's preserving his tyres, but keeping up. But the battle between first and second is looking quite close now.
Yeah.
The rest of the grid still look quite distant.
As was texting me before the race, and I was like, what are you looking forward to the race? And he says, really, any points will do me. And Az is currently sitting top 3 at the minute, so I think Az will be very happy with a top 3 finish.
Marco gets a 3-second time penalty. And look at Azza, he's still gaining on Skunk. Skunk is struggling through the S's.
Could be the tyres you see from Skunk, they're just not working to his effect. Maybe Azza was saving his tyres. That's what the gap we were seeing a few laps ago was forming. Like now Azza's on full attack mode.
Here we go, DRS. Az is going to have on Skunk Burner. He's not turning up the battery though. So it's only really the assistance of DRS, and actually Skunk's starting to pull away slowly. Well, just about there. He only got ahead like 3 thousandths per second.
Yeah.
So Azza doesn't seem to.
Whoa,
Oh,
Azza's
Azza's losing the back end.
He is drifting.
Oh,
so he is.
Verstappen's retired from the session. Is that
Just a
terminal
lap
damage
ago.
or is that a retirement?
I don't know. I'll check it now. I wouldn't mind. I was just saying as well. I was giving him such compliment as well for saying holding in there. That looked to be a retirement from the pits, I believe.
Oh, so Verstappen, he has retired from his first race in RSF1. Unfortunately, after crashing out in qualifying and having a bit of a bad race, you'll notice he was one of the few cars that was caught in the first lap incident. But well done to Verstappen for sticking it out and doing the best that he can and making it at least through the halfway point of the race and doing his best. So it's still credit where it's due. He did all right in his first race. It's a shame about the incidents, but it's racing. It's what happens, and hopefully in Brazil next week. Yeah, hopefully in Brazil next week he will get a bit of a better result. Meanwhile, though, Azza is still looking to challenge Skunk Burner. However, Senna is actually gaining on the man with the cash. This is going to be a good battle. It's a medium runner versus the hard.
Let's not forget who's sitting just back from the Magic Man, John Digweed. He's their pole sitter, so he knows he can go fast around here. So he's sitting pretty, just like you said.
Senna made a move down the inside. He dived down the inside on man with a cash. It's side by side nearly going into the S's, but due to the softer tyres compared to man with a cash's hard, Senna gets 14th place. Azza gets another penalty.
Azza, gotta be very careful with those. They will absolutely crucify you at the end of the race. Azza going very wide against me is on the Istanbul right on run.
He's really trying his best to catch that Williams. He wants this. You can see he wants this.
You mentioned Brazil there like a while ago. Like Brazil is a track I love. Such an original track compared to Kota. Kota for me just doesn't do it. Long straights, hairpins, S's, no, none of that. Interlocks any day. Nice original track.
Who can forget the classic It's Glock moment between
the
battle with Felipe Massa and Lewis Hamilton back in 2008?
He went for slide again to it. Oh, he's down big now. He's looked nearly 2 seconds of a gap. Yeah.
I think those mediums are gone. He's pushing all he can to try and catch Skunk Burner, but it doesn't look like it's going to work.
I'm afraid he's falling back into the arms of the Magic Man.
It's a matter of pushing these mediums to try and maybe go for a one-stop strategy. If you can push these mediums to a certain point, you could be looking good for going on to the softs to the end, because it's 9 laps to go for the rest of the race. And we have some people do 10 on the softs.
That's correct, actually. That's very, very correct. You're pushing these mediums as much as you can.
And these guys have been known for it, to give these mediums a real run for their money.
Jeez, it doesn't feel like 10 laps are left, does it? Really?
No, it doesn't. It only feels like it's only just started, doesn't it?
I don't know if we're at lap like 5, 6, 7, something like that maybe. It doesn't feel like we're lap 17. But the 18 very soon.
Mansell is still doing really good. He's being challenged there by Shane in 7th place. However, Shane has to pit again, because I don't think those mediums are going to go on for 10 more laps. Yep, there you go. Magic Marks is the first to pit. He's the first car to say, you know what,
he's getting on the
I'm taking this moment to pit. John Digweed, he's going 3rd.
This could mean 2nd or 3rd here for Magic Man. If he comes
Stretch
out,
gets ahead of Peppermeat.
He could really undercut Azza, so he could. This is where
not Peppermeat, Mansell, he's gone into the pits as well. This could be a good result for XRL Mansell, who started P18 for the start of the race.
See what happens here. I'm very interested to see what Azza and Magic Man. I noticed about 2 seconds of a gap before they pitted. How is it going to work though when Azza pits? Who's going to be coming out? Because that's going to decide who will finish 2nd or 3rd.
There we go. Mansell now finally comes out the pits. Whoops. There we go. Let's keep an eye on the top 3. Skunk Burner is still being challenged by Azza, but Azza is struggling for grip on those tyres, and I think Skunk is actually starting to struggle as well. John Digweed still sitting third place, but the Magic Man is on the soft compound tyres. Mohammed Cash gets another 3-second time penalty. This is looking extremely close, but it's hard to really say how this is going to go.
Yeah, it is. It really is. I'm just watching on board here with Az at the minute because I expect him to pit now because he needs to pit to see off the Magic Man. If he doesn't pit, he's definitely given the position to the Magic Man, so he needs to pit this lap to see it off. Skunk's in as well.
Skunk Burner has pitted. Can the Magic Man make this work?
I'm on board now with Magic Man, see what's going to happen here. This could be very close.
Azza has pitted as well, and so has John. This could work out in the Magic Man's favour. He's now going to the last corner.
The Magic Man has it. Look, last corner. The guys are just getting their new tyres.
Skunk is just coming out. And Skunk looks like he's just ahead. This is going to be a battle between the Magic Man and Skunk towards the end. And he just gets ahead of Azza.
Yeah, that's it. I called it to you. That's it. This is the battle for the second, third. The undercut was huge
and
here.
Azza's
2
challenging
seconds.
Magic Man. And they touch! Now the Magic Man's been taken out by Azza. Going down the straight. Broken wing for the championship leader. And Azza's facing backwards.
Azza's no damage. He's letting cars through, which is good of him.
That's done good for John Digweed and Shane. Magic Man got broken wing. He will not be able to finish.
Shane needs a pit. John Digweed's looking very good though, sitting in second, brand new socks on.
That's probably given Skunk Burner the win, because he's now 11 seconds ahead of John Digweed. John Digweed's got a couple of penalties. Skunk's only got the one. He's on fresh softs with 9 laps to go. I think this man is safe.
Skunk has it. Only 12 seconds of the gap between him and his nearest rival, John Digweed.
Anything could happen. Skunk may be ahead, but it doesn't mean he's actually necessarily safe.
Primus, we could have 5 laps to go here and see a safety car. Things completely could change in the head. Remember Monza?
Oh yeah, I remember Monza. It looks like Max Senna, he's falling down the grid a little bit. Magic Marks gets a 3-second time penalty. That's his first ever time penalty I've seen in a long time. But he is falling down the grid, which is going to be very, very bad news for him because, he's only just won the championship. He's looking to hope to win the race, and it's just not going to happen. Peppermeat, he's going to have to pit. Shane's going to have to pit. Marco might be able to finish on those tyres. Azza is now going into 4th. Magic Marks now pits. Can the Mex boys actually finish on these tyres? That's a good question, actually. They probably could. Mansell is on the soft compound tyre, gets ahead of the Magic Man. Mansell's actually looking to try and catch both the boys in the Mex League. Peppermeat 7th, Brundle 6th. DRM Marco is in 5th right now.
Oh, John Digweed's gone off! John Digweed's gone off!
Oh no, John! We lost John! What?
He's facing the wrong way. The car must have oversteered on him. Yeah,
he has got wing damage. He's got a broken wing.
He's waiting on the rest of the grid as well to go through. That's 2nd place gone for him. Brand new socks he had on as well.
2nd place.
As up at 3rd.
Marco might even get a podium.
I was just going to say as well, before I cut to John Digweed. John Digweed had already gained 2 seconds on Skunk. Now, whether Skunk was lifting off or John was catching, I don't know. But we could have a battle on from possibly.
We've got a freeway battle between Peppermeat and the Mex boys starting to come in there. Peppermeat challenged Tarp, got past Tarp on the straight. He's now on the back of Senna. Look at that, there's a proper freeway battle going on there. That was an awesome shot on the camera. Peppermeat may be on 9-lap-old softs, but he does not care. He wants this. He's fighting these guys, and he wants these positions.
He's going for it.
And it looks like Max Senna is trying to hold off Peppermeat. Peppermeat getting a nice run there. He chucks the car around. And Peppermeat's going in.
Peppermeat's in, yeah.
That was a very good battle, though. Peppermeat challenged those guys and actually got up a position. That was a very good in-lap.
There's a stop for Peppermeat. Looks to be.
Looks like
yeah, you said stops. Yeah, 2 stopping.
On next Harrow. Piter, 3-second time penalty. So that's not going to do Piter any favours, but John Digweed is gaining on his teammate.
Must ask Peppermint next time talking to me. He's number 43 on the side of his car, and that's the name of the king, Richard Petty. I don't know if you know him, but I wonder if that's
No.
where he's taking his number from.
We'll have to ask him later on. But Shane's actually under a little bit of pressure now from Azza in third place.
Shane needs to pit
Azza's trying to make the move. Shane does need to pit. Azza needs to time this right. It could be. Shane did not start on those tyres. But it'd be very, very difficult to really say
Very
for
difficult.
sure.
Very difficult. Because he'd be essentially giving up his podium if he did, but to be honest, as at some stage is going to get past him on those brand new stops. Very difficult one for Shane to say it. Because there's now 2 little laps left to go on to softs, but then I don't know. He's not betting this time. I reckon.
Well, let's have a little look now. Shane is probably going to stay out, but he's going to have Azza all over him if Shane is going to try and hold him off. Going into turn 1, is Azza going to try and make a chuck down the inside? He does look like he's going to do it. He challenges down the inside. Shane has to back off a little bit because they nearly touched. Azza gets second place. Shane is going to try and retaliate going back into the S's, but I think it's going to... No, Shane is actually looking to try and make a little attack there. He got very close to the gearbox of the Toro Rosso, but now the Toro Rosso is looking to make up the time. He's got 12-second time penalty due to how much he's collected.
Yeah,
Azza needs to keep pushing to make up for those penalties.
Yeah, I was going to say that if I was Shane's engineer now, I'd be saying to him, if I was Shane now, I'd be saying to him, just stick close as you can to Azza. Azza has 4 penalties. 4 by 3 is 12? 12 seconds worth of penalties. Surely you can stick to the back of them over that over the next 6-7 laps.
Depends on how those mediums can handle.
Oh,
actually, Shane's looking to make a retaliation. Down the inside, Shane goes on Azza into the hairpin, but it's just not enough. Azza has got that more that grip, so he can stay ahead. RSF1 Senna.
If I was Shane, I'd hold back. I wouldn't bother attacking Azza. Azza already has made his bet. He's already made his penalties. All he's do is stick close to him. You don't need to overtake him. You don't need to initiate in attacking and going side by side. You're only going to lose time to Mark, who's right behind you. Stick to the back and just do what you can.
The battles are still going on because Mex Tarap is gaining on Man with a Cash is catching John Digweed. Also, Magic Marks is gaining on RSF1 Signs. A battle I was hoping to see maybe in the beginning point before Signs had a bit of a contact into turn 1. We can finally see a battle between Signs and Marks, but unfortunately it's down the back of the grid.
And Primus, I just got to give you a shout out to everyone as well. Of our 50 viewers, thank you everyone
50?
for 50 viewers is saying here from me. So wow. Thanks everyone for watching. This is League Racing here in Division 2 and RSF1. You're welcome to join us. Our link is in the Twitch stream chat. So join us if you can. 5 laps left here in Coda. Primus looking good, isn't it?
Yeah, it's looking very, very good. As Brundle is slowly gaining on Marco, Mex Senna grabs another 3-second time penalty. Mansell, by the way, Bodo, I just need to ask, how many penalties does XRL Mansell have? Because I know Mex Tarap and Senna have a couple. I don't know if Mansell has, but if they do and Mansell does not have that many, we could see Mansell get some serious points today for the Williams team.
Great to see from Mansell. Great to see from Mansell. He only has 1 penalty currently at the minute. Mansell does. But he's currently on his 2nd warning, so 1 warning away from another penalty for Mansell. Currently on 3 seconds. 3 seconds at the minute with 2 warnings.
That's pretty good. Mansell's done really, really well.
Yeah,
he's staying with the boys, and he's actually about to challenge Tarap. Let's keep an eye on Mansell. Well, we'll have a little come back to Mansell in just a second. Let's have a little look at WR Stretch, who's actually gaining on the man with the cash. It's going to be quite close. So if a safety car does come out, it doesn't look like it's going to, but if a safety car does come out,
yes,
it could do very, very bad for Azza, who has 12 seconds.
If a safety car came out right now, if I was Shane, I'd pit. If I was the Marco, I'd pit. To be honest, I'd probably pit anyway, because get a brand new set of softs on.
It's a free set of softs. Yeah,
it is essentially
get free sets.
It is essentially like if you imagine if you're doing a restart now and say 2 laps time, the guys around you all start on softs and you're on old mediums. you're better off just getting the softs. Even if you get the launch off the line, get a better launch into the next corner than the guy next to you, you have a position gained.
Starting to get onto Tarrant. Tarrant runs a little bit deep there, coming out the hairpin, and he looks like he's struck grip. But Mansell, he's got the DRS and he's switched the car into an aggressive mode to try and get past one of the Mex boys. Finally, we can see some battle from Mansell after having a poor qualifying session, but he just doesn't get the ability to make the attack just quite yet. John Digweed, another 3-second time penalty. Makes Senna runs wide, so it allows Tarrant to get a little bit closer. So it's on between Senna, Tarrant and Mansell. This is close.
It's unfortunate for John Digweed. Like, I know he's on a 2-stop, but that 2-stop has not worked out for him today. He started in pole, now he's currently in 16th. He's last of our runners here at the minute. Oh, Mansell gets past Tarrant.
He's got past Tarrant.
He got past Tarrant.
Round the outside, round the second to last corner, and guess what? Senna is on 13 lap old mediums. There's only 3 laps to go. I think those softs are sitting there looking pretty good. So I think we could be seeing a really good result today from XRL Mansell.
Someone just asked there in the chat, where did Marco start? Let's look at that. Where did Marco start? Marco started 13th, and he's up at 4th at the minute.
That's incredible.
Senna started at 17th, and he's up at 6th.
Mansell started P19.
Mansell started 19th and is currently sitting 7th. We are seeing some great driving here from some of our drivers here late in the season.
Here we are. And the battle's still not over yet, because we are still a handful of laps away from wrapping up for today. Peppermint gets a 3-second time penalty. Mansell's still trying to catch Senna. Magic marks, he gets past the man with the cash. Going into the straight, but the man with the cash is looking to retaliate. This is going to be a close battle between the Ferrari and the Racing Point. Magic Marks wants to at least recover and score some points. Here you go, going into the hairpin. And doesn't allow the man with the cash is able to make the move just yet. He still wants to keep challenging, but I think Marks just stays out ahead.
Great battle here at the 10th position for the final point. We have Stretch, Magic Mark, and Man with the Cash.
Yeah, it's a real good battle. I mean, the man with the cash is trying to get his position back from Magic Marks, but Marks is looking at Stretch. I think Stretch is a little bit nervous because he's got the champion on the back of him right now. The champion wants to get back. He's just like,
nervous. Hey. No, the only thing Stretch is nervous about is the 7 lap old stops. That's the only thing Stretch is nervous about. Magic Mark over to the inside. Oh, he hits Stretch!
Marks hits the back of Stretch! Marks hits the back of Stretch, and they made contact, and it looks like Stretch almost lost it, but he managed to recover the car after being...
Fair play to Stretch, he held it.
Caught in the back, but that was very, very close. That could have ended in tears for the pair of them.
Very, very easy could have ended in tears. Yeah, you're right there, Primus.
But luckily, Stretch managing to save it, and Marks, he managed to react to the half spin after hitting the back of the Renault, but we are still moving forward. Shane is now starting to get, he's not gaining, but he's staying with Azza. I think Shane is looking to go onto the end on those mediums. Can they survive?
They will survive. They can survive.
Marks gets ahead of Stretch now.
Shane will get second if it all works well for him.
It could possibly work for him. Although Mansell, we could potentially see some serious points for Mansell, because Azza's now got 15 seconds worth of time penalties. Brundle and Mex Senna have got quite a handful, and I think Marco has as well. We could potentially see a 5th place finish for XRL Mansell.
Azza at the minute, he's looking like he could be out of the points with his penalties. You look at the times. You've 3 seconds, 1 second, 3 seconds, 1, 1, 1. Like, that's 15 seconds where he's to make up. But currently at the minute, he could be sitting back in 9th, maybe 10th at the minute.
Possibly.
For us at the minute.
It is not. And it is looking very, very good. We're on the second to last lap. It's looking very good for XRL Mansell. He's had such a poor start to the season. He's actually not been here for a handful of races. I'm hoping that he can try and get some good positions and keep this form going. I would like to see him score, I think, his first handful of points, really, for the season. But the battle still goes on in the top 6. Senna is gaining on Brundle.
Yeah, look, there's a few shots we have to give. There's some excellent drivers already in a minute. Marco started 13th, up in 4th. Max Senna started in 17th, up in 6th. Mansell, 19th, and now in 7th. This is fantastic. Next Tarp as well, started 14th in 8th. Pieter started 11th, now 9th. It just shows you the great kind of awareness some of our drivers have, that when they see something in distance, like whether it be a spin, a clash of two guys going at each other, banging wheels, or you know, maybe it's that time, lift off, give those guys a bit of breathing room, because they could potentially get spin and end up in the wall.
Yeah, it's very true. Max Senna is gaining like crazy on Brundle. I think Brundle's softs are pretty much shot.
They're gone.
So it's allowing Senna to make the challenge, which is also allowing Tarup to gain on Mansell, because Mansell's car, obviously those softs are starting to really scream.
One more time around.
And it's allowing those Mex boys to go in it. So Azza and Skunkburner are still the top 2. Final lap of the race, but Skunkburner has commanded after the pit stop, because obviously Azza and Magic Marks made contact coming out of the pits after Marks just got ahead. But going into the S's, Mansell gets a bit of a bad run and he loses out to Brundle a little bit. Then Brundle starts to go a little bit slow, and it's allowed him to instantly make up what he just lost. Man with the cash, another 3-second time penalty. I think Senna might be making the move on Brundle very soon. And DRM Marco gets past Shane. And Max Senna goes down the inside of the hairpin on Brundle. Max Senna moves into 5th place.
Last stop. Now's your time, boys. Burn the battery, burn the fuel.
And it looks like Brundle does not have the DRS to make the retaliation. Let's look at Tarup, however. He wants to get past Mansell. Skunkburner wins the American Grand Prix. I think his final race in RSF1 Season 1. So Skunkburner wins the American Grand Prix. Meanwhile, Azza's going to come home second, but the penalties, we have to see how far he falls down the grid.
Crucify him. Marco should be getting seconds.
I think Mansell just manages to hold off Tarup in the last handful of corners. We'll have to wait and see, because Mansell got past Tarup at this bit. It looks like Mansell's actually challenging Brundle.
There it is, Shane gets second.
Shane gets second place. Marty has another penalty.
Look at that.
Mansell's 6th. Mansell is 6th place.
Oh, great job. Next Tarup 4th. Brundle 7th.
Tarup gets 4th place.
Great job,
That's
buddy.
incredible.
Tarup, yeah.
Hang on, this since position start, Tarup made up 10. Marco made
John Digby's showing her sideways.
Well.
Oh, John Digby. He was sliding through that last corner.
It's hard to say who driver of the day should be, because it's actually stuck between DRM Marco, Mex Tarup,
Well, let's see who's less penalties.
and Mansell. Yeah, we'll have a look at the penalty situation, but congratulations to Skunkburner on winning the race. Second place is going to be going to Shane, so his 4th podium of the season, and 3rd place, DRM Marco in the Alfa Romeo. That's a very, very good session there. Oops. Screen went black.
Oh.
There we go. There we go, yeah. It's just because it might have actually caught a button. But here we go, looking at the penalties. As it currently stands, out of all the boys that finished, Marco only had... Marco had 3 penalties, Tarup had 1, Mansell had 1.
Tarup finished higher up, but he came 14th. Mansell came from 19th. Do you know what? Many did Mansell have?
It's hard to say. Yeah, I'm going to have to give it to Mansell.
I'd nearly give it to both of them, to be honest. Next Tarup and Mansell. I give it to both of them.
It's hard to... Yeah, well, actually, you know what? Both of them drove spectacularly. I mean, this is Tarup's best finish. But next Tarup finished very, very well in the race. So yeah, I actually have to say, I know we don't normally do a joint between these drivers.
But it's exceptional tonight, though. Both fantastic.
It's exceptional for tonight, considering both of them drove spectacularly. So joint driver of the day is between Max Tarrap and XRL Mansell. What a session!
Wow, 22
What a
laps on the
session.
softs, and I don't even get considered.
I'm sorry, Shane, but it's because Mansell went from 19th to 6th. And he actually had an incident in the opening race. Opening parts race. Right, so have we got Marco in? Oh, I'm hearing a bit echo.
You're echoing, skunk.
I have got a message. No, there's Marco. He messaged me. There we go. So, Bodder.
Yes.
I'll message. I'll interview third. You interview second. I'll do first.
Sure thing. Do we have Marco in? We do. We do. First, make sure everyone has their box ticked. And the TV is turned down. So
can you mute your mic and speak while talking?
Sorry about the echoing's a little bit crazy there. Anyways, Marco Polo, this is your first podium in RSF1. Make party open invite.
It's joinable.
It's joinable. Anyways, so Marco, your first I need to use my phone. It's open for you to join, mate, but you won't be able to include your audio if you're using your phone. Yeah, we've tested it in the podcast, and I'm afraid you cannot include your audio via the phone. Do you have a microphone, buddy? No. Sorry, mate. If you don't have a microphone, but you can hear us, so we'll at least just tell you, well done. Yeah, I bet you're thrilled. A third place finish. You know, you battled quite strong there. It was looking very, very intense, the battling. You know, the championship leader, or the champion, you screamed. He's really happy. But did you do Pierre Gasly? You know, getting a podium and just screaming. But yeah, well done, Marco Polo, for getting your first podium in RSF1. You're thrilled. You're really happy. You drove spectacularly, mate, and you battled actually with Shane there at the very end, but then Shane managed to get back ahead in terms of I think the penalties. But anyways, well done, Marco. So now hand over to Bodder with Shane.
Shane, back again, huh? Good race for you.
Yeah.
Qualifying. Things seem to just fall in your lap there towards the last few laps. Unfortunately, Magic Mark and I think as a bit of a coming together. You had just pitted, come out, fresh tyres, steaming ahead. As in front, you had a massive time penalties. It just seemed like things were working well for you. And next thing you started battling a bit with Azza, and I was kind of thinking to myself, you don't need to battle with him, you just need to stay back from him because he has so many time penalties. Tell me, how did the race go for you?
Yeah, I mean, it was a good race earlier on. I had some good fights with Peppermeat. And I was planning on going for a two-stop. So I pitted lap 7, put the mediums on. And it was about lap 14. I was only on 20% wear, low 20s, and I thought I can go to the end on these. So that's pretty much what I did. Obviously with Azzy, I just wanted, with him being on the softs, I didn't want him streaming away from me, so I battled him a little bit, just so he didn't stream away. And then when Marco caught me up, I'd got no interest in battling on that last lap. I knew the penalty situation and I was finishing P2. As long as I didn't bottle it. That last lap was horrible though. The car was so slidey, I was getting so many vibrations through the wheel. But
oversteer, understeer?
Everything, mate. But big shout out to Junior as well. He was in there at one stage. I asked him how all my tyres were. He said, "I'm not telling you. Just keep your head down and carry on driving." I think at that stage he told me at the end they were like 19 laps old. So well happy with that.
Yeah,
Don't expect anywhere near a podium.
21 laps, something like that. I think when you crossed the line on your medium,
22.
I think it was like 22. Fantastic job holding on to those mediums. Great job. All right, Marco's had me as a friend. Nice one, Marco. Yeah, look, well done, Shane. Great race by yourself. holding
No, absolutely.
holding things up. It was good race.
Right.
Famous.
So, Skunk Burner, before you unmute your microphone, because I know it has been echoing, you've had a really good season, and I do believe that this is your last race, if I'm correct.
Yeah, that's it, mate. That's the season.
Oh, it's a shame because, you battled long and hard through the season. You actually took time off, and it was constantly backwards and forwards battles between you and Magic Marks. And then recently, John Digweed started to join into the battle. And anyways, today, mate, you drove really, really well. I mean, there was a bit of an incident going into the opening lap. You had John Digweed, you managed to get past him. There was a bit of a moment between Sainz and the McLaren. And then going on to the pits, then your championship rival and champion of F2, he had a bit of contact with Azza after the pit stop, but then you was like nearly 30 seconds ahead of everyone. You just were cruising it home. Like, how do you feel your race has been today?
Well, I'm quite lucky, like you said, the pit stops with Azza and Mark can cancel each other. I think they had damage anyway after that. That's why the gap got so big, but there were parts where I just couldn't pull away from Azza. I got 2.5 seconds. I thought, right, that's it. I've still got loads of VRS. And I started pushing and the gap was coming down. I thought, oh no, this can't be happening. How I managed to pull this gap. But then I was going for it and, like I say, it was closing up. But then he made another mistake just before pits. I managed to give me a bit of breathing space from in there. And then, like I say, dropped him right into the half a mark. Unfortunate, really. Well done, but happens like I've had it before. Not the first and not the last time it happens in the league race.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate to hear that you will not be able to finish the rest of the season, because I feel, because I know you're studying, correct? Your university.
No, I'm on an holiday.
Oh, you're on an holiday. Oh,
Yeah.
well, that's quite good. But if it wasn't for the holiday, you probably would have been battling for you would have battled to the end there, the championship. But because Mark's informed us that you won't be able to finish the final couple of races, it sort of secured him the championship win. But you've had some really, really good feats in your league racing career. You went away for quite a while. You actually managed to cut the gap down between you and him, getting 3 consecutive wins after returning in Monza. And you've driven really, really well in league racing, mate, and you've given me and Bodder some really good shows. And I can never forget your moment in Spain, actually, when it was a battle between... Yeah, when you span out in Spain, and it sent me and Bodder into absolute craze. We was both losing our nut over that bloody spin. Was like, oh, Scott.
It did.
Yeah, it was a good race. There's been a few that I enjoyed watching Britain while I was working and work. March when that was a good battle with Brundle. That was a good race to watch. That was probably my highlight this season, even though I didn't take part. But I mean, it's a good league to be involved in. There's good battles all the way through. You really don't have to be racing. Obviously, racing's fun, but watching's just as enjoyable. Like.
Well, obviously, considering this is your last ever race, and it's now come and gone, and you've finally been able to talk, but sadly, it's on your last race. Do you want to? Yeah, are you looking to join us for the second season?
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Ah, perfect. You've driven spectacularly, and we don't want to see the last of you. You've got to keep pushing, mate. Magic Marks is still there. You still need to fight him. You're both really good mates outside of the league, and yeah, if you're carrying on, that's made my day, because you're a truly spectacular driver, and it'd be a shame to lose you if you weren't able to make the second season. But for season 1 though, that's pretty much it. But well done, Skunk Burner. It's been a truly amazing career that you've shown for season 1. And Bodder, do you have anything to say to Skunk while we got that moment?
Oh, look, congratulations, another win. Absolute master dominance of the track yet again. Skunk, I look forward to you coming back for season 2. It's always a joy to watch you racing because I know well in qualifying you're doing those, low 32s or whatever. It's like, yeah, I know Skunk can do a 31, a mid 31 or a 31 flat or something like that. And
Yeah,
Q3, then boom. It just,
one at the main validated, like, well, 31-1 invalid.
see what I mean?
Tiniest
See what I mean?
cut.
Out of nowhere, between yourself and Magic Mark, you're two great drivers to have in the league. So look, we look forward to having you guys for season 2.
Yeah, thanks, mate. It's great with John as well. Congratulations, John. John's come out of nowhere.
Yeah,
Yeah.
great shout to John. Yeah, Paul.
Well, for everyone in the stream, obviously you can't hear Marco because you can't hear him through the phone, but he has expressed how happy he is to get his first ever podium in RSF1. And you drove really well, Marco. I know everyone can't really hear our interview, but you had really good pace. You pushed really hard at the end there. The tyre strategies was all way mixed up because I thought we was looking at 2 stops and so many. I mean, I thought Shane, to be honest, was not going to be able to do over 20 laps on those mediums, and he did that. He pulled that out the bag and managed to get a second place, but still third because Azza had 15 seconds worth of time penalties, and because of that shot you right up there. So. There's not really much left of season 1 to go. We've only got a couple more races, but a podium you've managed to snag. I'd say that's a win for you, mate. You've met your quota for the season.
Take a season 2, man. Think ahead for yourself.
Yeah, we'd love to see more of you in season 2, Marco. So, as with Skunk Burner, it'd be good to see both of you come back in season 2 and, see you come back again with some really great battles. Well, that has really been it for round 19. 19, bother. 2 more races to go now.
Didn't disappoint, did it?
No, it didn't disappoint. If you guys want to see round 20 of the RSF1 season, which is coming to a close in Sao Paulo next week, join us next Sunday at 8 p.m. for F2 again. But it's not the end of the racing week because join us for Tuesday at 8 p.m. It's F1. And they're coming around Kota to see if they can really deliver a good show like the F2 boys have. But it's been Primus Gaming, me, and joined with me with Bodder. A spectacular job today. And before we leave, we'll go over the classification one more time. Skunk Burner winning the race, his final race of the season. Shane getting his 4th podium in RSF1 in 2nd place. And then DRM Marco getting his first ever podium in 3rd place. And for joint driver of the day, it goes to XRL Mansell and Mex Tarrap. So, yeah, thank you for joining us, guys, and we will see you in the next one.